All right, welcome back to the channel. Deontay Wilder getting dissed by George Foreman. Man, let me tell you, Deontay Wilder is living the good life with this type of conversation going on. Let me tell you why what George Foreman said, and the fact that he's saying it is a tremendous compliment to Deontay Wilder. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, thank you so much to the Patreon community. Thank you so much to the live stream community for your support, for your encouragement. You guys really make this channel successful, and it is a very successful channel. We are meeting our goals. We're doing what we need to, what we want to do in the LDBC and as a channel. Thank you guys so much for your support. Okay, let's get into this. So George Foreman says Mike Tyson hits harder than Deontay Wilder, right? There's been a lot of conversations now that Deontay Wilder has 41 knockouts, and he's knocked down everybody that he's ever fought. Literally hurt and wounded every person he's ever been in the ring with for a 5-year, actually, and he's reigned as a 5-year champion. He matched one of Muhammad Ali's title reigns, and he's only one of 6 people to ever defend the heavyweight championship for 10 straight times. More than Evander Holyfield defended his, more than Riddick Bowe's, right? Excellent career, and the power that this guy has, the ability to set up knockouts. And I'm not just saying, for me, I don't think Deontay Wilder's just tremendously powerful. I think that only tells half the story. He's a tremendous knockout artist. He is setting those things up. He is bringing that. His specialty is putting you to sleep, and he's extremely successful at it. Now, we hear a lot of debates going on about who is the heaviest puncher in history, all of that stuff. And so just take, for example, that I say, no, I think it's George Foreman. Somebody else says, no, I think it's Mike Tyson. Somebody else says, oh, no, it's Deontay Wilder. And we go through all why we say that we think this is the case. The fact of the matter is, though, and what I think it's a compliment to Deontay Wilder that this is being said. Think of how many fighters that there are that nobody would make a comparison between them and Deontay Wilder. There are many tremendously concussive punchers in the heavyweight division that nobody is talking about in the same breath as Deontay Wilder. Nobody is saying Lennox Lewis is as powerful as Deontay Wilder, and Lennox Lewis has one of the biggest right hands in the history of the heavyweight division. Very few people are mentioning Rocky Marciano, who definitely was a knockout puncher. People aren't saying Joe Louis. Some people said Jack Johnson, even though I disagree with Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson was more of a defensive fighter. But still, the simple fact that you are comparing Deontay Wilder to these people, and a guy like George Foreman can only pick out 1 or 2 guys of all the people that he knows that you could even argue that Deontay hits as hard as Deontay Wilder, that is a tremendous compliment to Deontay Wilder. And look, man, it doesn't stop there. The people are having conversations, right, about Deontay Wilder and who the face of boxing is, right? Who's the face of boxing? Some people say that it is Canelo Alvarez, right? Because Canelo Alvarez makes the most money in boxing. Canelo Alvarez, when he was doing pay-per-views, did $1 million pay-per-views. It's not Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired, right? These different arguments for Canelo Alvarez. People are pointing to Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder is the king of the division that is the face of boxing. Heavyweight boxing is the face. It is the #1 division in the sport of boxing. And when you are the heavyweight champion, you are the undisputed heavyweight champion and the killer in the heavyweight division. That's who people are looking at when they look at the sport of boxing. Not simply by the virtue of him being a heavyweight, but because he's a heavyweight. So if you look at Canelo Alvarez, right, and this is the debate that can be had. if you talk about Canelo Alvarez, you say, oh, Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing. You know, a reasonable response to that could be, really? Who's watching him? If he's the face, you're telling me that somebody that is fighting in front of 400,000 people on DAZN for his last 3 fights for the last year and a half, almost 2 years, is the face of boxing when very few people see him at all? You may want him to be the face of boxing. He might be the attempted face of the boxing on DAZN, but his face is not synonymous with the sport of boxing. Now, my personal belief is that the face of boxing is still Muhammad Ali. When people think of the sport of boxing, the first or second person that you're going to name is going to be Muhammad Ali. Name five boxers. Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Joe Louis, right? What name snaps to your mind the fastest? More than likely, it's going to be Muhammad Ali. And it stood the test of time. However, again, now that's just my opinion, right? Because these are people's opinion. But the fact that you can have Deontay Wilder in that conversation, the fact that I could go on Twitter and say, hey, I issue a challenge to people on my Twitter. And I showed the picture of Muhammad Ali looking down at Sonny Liston, you know, the one that took place about almost 60 years ago. Pushing up on 60 years ago, the one with him flexing, looking down at Sonny Liston laying on the ground. You know, the one that you don't even have to look up. You can see it in your mind. I'm like, this is the face of boxing. There is no more iconic face. There's no more iconic picture than this right here. And I challenge you to show me one that's more. Then people came with multiple knockouts of the Deontay Wilder where Deontay Wilder is literally walking off after knockouts. Dude, that is becoming iconic without a doubt. And in the minds, if he is able to continue to go the route that he's going, in the minds of people 15, 20 years from now, they may still think of Deontay Wilder as the face of boxing. These arguments and the fact that you actually can have them is telling you what Deontay Wilder is becoming. Deontay Wilder is becoming the #1 guy in boxing today, and rightfully so, based on what he's actually done. Not what people think about the resumes, what somebody thinks, these stories that people talk about, how many top 10 fighters somebody is beaten and how many top 10 fighters somebody else hasn't beaten without these guys even having a system of top 10 fighters to refer to. Case in point, I responded on Twitter to somebody today that said Deontay Wilder's only fought 2 top 10 opponents. And I'm like, that's not even true. People are responding to it, and I didn't see anybody point out the fact that that's not true. Deontay Wilder has 9 knockouts against top 10 opponents. He's the WBC champion. The top 10 is a top 10 in a weight division. When these people are saying the only top 10 opponents that Deontay Wilder has faced is Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz, the question follows, top 10 according to who? What top 10 ranking are you talking about? Are you talking about the WBO top 10 ranking, or the WBC top 10 rating, or the WBA top 10 rating, or the IBF top 10, or the IBO top 10, or the Ring top 10, or the ESPN's top 10, or who? Boxing News' top 10? Which top 10 are you talking about? Because if you're not talking about the WBC, then it doesn't matter, because he's the WBC champion. He has to fight people ranked by the WBC. So all of those arguments are for naught. But when people are talking about Deontay Wilder, they are pointing to something that they see. This guy is literally knocking professional 260-pound professional boxers with world-class skill sets and world-class resumes entirely the F out. And you can see it. Boom. Not this, it was the decision win. He outclassed him. He gave him a boxing lesson. No, hit the highlight reels, friends. Boop. And then run it. Run the highlight reel. Run what people can see and what you can play on TV, and people don't have to wonder. Even this Tyson Fury schooled Deontay Wilder. He won the fight, but you can't actually point to anything other than your opinion that would say that's the case. You can't show me a highlight you cannot show me a highlight in that fight where Tyson Fury is dominating Deontay Wilder and punishing him. You can't even show me that. You can't show me on Box Rec where it says Tyson Fury won the fight. You literally can't show me anything. But I can show you Tyson Fury doing the Nestea plunge, landing on his back in the 12th round, and his scorecard lead evaporating because Deontay Wilder caught him. But I'm saying all that to say is all of this debate going back and forth, you can no longer ignore Deontay Wilder. You can no longer say nobody knows Deontay Wilder. Who is Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder's not a draw. All of that crap is out of the window, and we know it. And he is now at the forefront of boxing where he can have these type of conversations, and George Foreman can say, oh yeah, I think Mike Tyson hits harder. Okay, Mike Tyson, and who else? Yeah, that's maybe me. That's about it. Maybe Ernie Shavers. That's about it. Yeah, Ernie Shavers. Yeah, maybe Sonny Liston. I don't know. So you would say that how many fighters in the last 100 years? Maybe three. Maybe three in the last 100 years hit as hard as Deontay Wilder and as good as knocking out people as Deontay Wilder. Sounds like a compliment to me. Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.